Good morning, world. So I hope you guys enjoyed my show I made yesterday. Yeah. Coffee's brewing, doing good. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, so I really want to go upstairs to get my coffee right. Jarvis Xanus is a masterpiece. So yeah, it is. It's the greatest fast novel written, man. When you read it, Ivan, show us more. No, guys. I'm not showing you volume 3. I'm not supposed to for you. See when you read the book. Yeah. Yeah. So out of the gates know you were a master. So yeah, they do. That's why they what? They're pissed off obviously when I sit upstairs. They don't want me being king obviously. I know you're calm now. I mean, once they sit you upstairs, you find out how big they really are, who they really are. All you're thinking about is just running away with V-shaped man and can't go with, right? Because the families are not playing around when they threaten you, man. They're actually serious. They're not playing around. Because they actually know I'm very powerful. I have the keys and I'm going to make a lot of money. Yeah, I want to be making is $50 million in my house. Crazy people. When they make all that money, well, yeah, you're stealing from us. You're a thief. We don't want you making that money, BJ. That's why they're pissed off. Because they can't guard the Isaiah's man, right? My father gave me the keys to the kingdom. No, you trip, yeah, Zion, that's how you open the door. My father gave me the keys to the kingdom, obviously. Yeah. That's how he's just crazy and she cries. She knows she got duped by the gates, obviously. That's why she's crazy, obviously. She got duped. I gotta do that. I wanted to get me. Yeah, she got duped. She got duped badly by the gatekeepers, right? She got duped badly by the gates, obviously, by the families. That's why she's crazy. She cries me out. So I ignore her because she's gonna keep banging the guys after that, right? Crazy woman, man. Like right immediately after she stops crying, she just goes to the guy's house, fucks him after that. She's crazy, man. Yeah, I like the mind, man. I can't stay away. I'm gonna keep seeing them. Yeah, if I get a girlfriend, my baby, I'm not gonna listen to you either. Like, oh, you want to be selfish like that, right? There you go. Yeah. I'm so sick of it. Your attention. That's like, what about you, BG? Fucking hypocrite, man. Oh my god, man. Before you judge me, look at yourself. You don't listen to Ivan either, and you expect Ivan to listen to you. It doesn't work like that, BJ. I have to do it like that. Yeah, obviously. But I don't want to pay the fee. It's not me. The rules don't want you to pay it. When I do pay the fee, I now have my sexual urges, and it'll finally hit me when I pay the fee. There's no point in me repelling all these people because I already banged them. It doesn't get any worse than this, right? There's no point. It's already messy, right? Yeah. That's why VJ bangs the guys, because the mess already happened. There's no point of her being faithful. It doesn't get any worse now. That's why she keeps seeing the guys and she likes them. But she expects me to repel like thousands of women for her when she can't return the same favor. She's crazy, that woman. It was special. Why, right? It was not about that. Yeah. It's more at work. Activities, right? Yeah. Work at days small. I get over and I get my 6 days off again, right? Or you got I'm just gonna get a pack of smokes today, that's it. Got 20 pack of smokes, that's enough, obviously. The majority of you guys have to want to watch Robert's walkthrough. Yeah. Yeah. Did you really write what you showed us? Yes, guys, I'm not lying. What I wrote, what I wrote and showed you, that's what I wrote, that, guys. You are gifted. Yes, I am. I am the happy gift. Xanus is the greatest fantasy novel written, man. Such a good book. I told you, all the book nerds around the world who love reading books, once they read my book, every other book they read, fantasy book they read, is a letdown. Those books are not like Ivan's book. Ivan's book's unique. You get a different feeling reading my book than you read these other books, right? Yo, I mean, your characters just come alive on a page of a movie. I know. That's why it's a masterpiece, man. That's why the gates want to control. They know I wrote a masterpiece. It's a brand with billions. I have the keys to the kingdom. It's a brand worth billions, obviously. My book. And a brand worth billions. And I don't know, 30, 40, 50 billion, even more perhaps. That's why we just curious. I had one about, well, I made $50 million. You made $50 million off your book. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. I know. Just shocked, obviously, how much money I made. BJ, obviously. We can live a lifetime, man. We can start that film soon. No, I start scratching the name better than Hollywood. I can fund Zanes for $3 billion. Give Mel Gibson and Peter Jackson a little budget for the movie. Obviously, I just hope it doesn't get delayed. If it gets delayed, then Mel Gibson will be too old to direct the movie. If they delay this until I'm 50, Mel Gibson will be like 86, 87, around there. He's pushing 90, and by the time he directs the movie, he'll be 90. At 90 years old, he can't direct. Mel Gibson, he's just too old. He won't be able to handle that work, man. He's too old. Early 80s, Mel Gibson's fine. But late 80s, he's done. He'll even tell me, yeah, I can't direct a movie anymore, man. Like, I'm almost 90. Yeah, he's done. Whereas Peter will be like about 80, 81, so he can still direct it. If they delay this until I'm like 50, Peter will be about 80 years old. Late 70s, 80. He can still direct it. Mel Gibson will be too old. It shouldn't get delayed. I should be paying the fee soon, guys. Like in 6 years, I'll be paying the fee, guys. All I have to do is just save my money, get it proofread my book, and design my cover and form my book. My book is done once it's ready to release on Lulu. And the gates are gonna sit me upstairs, and I'm not sharing and selling. I'm not having guys do with that. Sorry. Yeah, anyways, guys, my coffee's ready. I'm gonna go upstairs and get some coffee. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we got you on my show. Alright, guys, I'm back. I'm upstairs to get my coffee. You're not gonna start Rocky League. Highly unlikely. No, it's too risky. I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to spend all that money I thought was a player. Movies is riskier. It's cheaper. That's my dream. I don't want to be movie star. I'd rather be movie star than be pro hockey player. The glory is close, but movies is better glory, obviously. You think Peter Jackson told you will be better than the Rings? Yeah, he will, man. Alright, man, I read your book, man. Your work will top mine. Your story will top my Lord of the Rings. So tell me that. It's a better story than Lord of the Rings, Ivan. Ivan, you cracked the code. You're right. Your book is very special. It's unique. It's an amazing story, Ivan. I was a lot more entertained reading your book than I did Lord of the Rings. I know. My book's more entertaining than Lord of the Rings. As you guys read, right? Say, this is a masterpiece, man. Amazing story. Xanus is a masterpiece. It's an amazing story, Xanus, obviously. Yeah. He's like, yeah, even from what you showed us, man, if you wrote that, that's fucking amazing shit. Yeah, this book's a masterpiece. We'll be hooked for hours, turn the page, man. Start the book at noon, and you finish at like midnight, 1 o'clock at night. And you're like, holy shit, the book is done. I read the whole thing. My book will be about 800 pages long around there. 800-page book. But the 800 pages are going to fly by when you read the book. Whether you order the print or the ebook, obviously. Yeah. You think most people purchase the ebook? Yes, because they want to read it right away. They don't want to wait like 3 weeks for the book. Yeah, I don't want to wait like 2.5 weeks for my book to arrive in the mail. They just purchase the ebook and I read it on the laptop. Even though Lulu has worldwide distribution, they don't distribute everywhere. So if they don't distribute in that area, the people have no choice but to buy the ebook. Because ebook, you don't have to worry about distribution. You just purchase it, and you have access to download the PDF file. And you can read the book on your laptop, on your iPad, on your phone. I recommend you read it on your laptop, right? That way you get a better experience, and you're gonna be hooked, and you're gonna get your takeout. Well, finally, hit your mind now. I even did spoil quite a bit of Volume 1 and 2 for us, but Volume 3, you guys don't know shit, man. That's when it gets deep and dark. I won't spoil story for you. Takis, the prince from the Holy Heavenly Kingdom, he comes down to the south, which is cursed in Eretat's territory, Eretat's kingdom, and he takes on a fake identity. And when he claims to be the Prince of Xanus, no one believes him, and they arrest him. And none of the Southerners believe that this man is telling the truth, that he's really the Prince of Xanus. And that experience humbles him, and he ends up saving the Southerners from the devil wolves. That's not even the main plot of the story. That's a subplot, a big subplot of the story. And you have the Exodus, and I'm not going to tell you what happens after that. You'll find out when you read the book. I will spoil stuff for you. Yeah. Yeah. That's why they went through the mountains. Yeah, because they're like, yeah, if the wolves are on their way here, we can't take the main path to Xanus. Otherwise, the wolves will spot us. 20,000 army will spot the civilians. So their safer bet was going through the mountains. But as you guys read, Cornelius and Eli, yeah, there's another passage to the north, we believe. We heard there's another passage to the north, but we cannot guarantee a safe passage, obviously. There's the devil bats that live in there. But that's the only choice they have. They have to take that path. But the demon bats live in the caverns. But the bats are more extinct species, obviously. There's only maybe 1,000 bats living in the caverns. They're more extinct, obviously. Whereas the wolves, there's a 20,000 army approaching Saffron. That's why they have to take that path. The Gilead's Pass, obviously, right? The mountain pass. Here's Ivan, the Gilead's Pass. Yeah, he's like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Bear with the Rings. I'll be Bear with the Rings. The Gilead's Mountains, yeah, the Cursed Mountains, yeah. Obviously. That's why you have the big mosquitoes bite the people in the mountains. Because mountains are cursed, obviously. Yeah. In the movie, I'm going to have the big mosquitoes the size of like a human hand. And they bite the people. Whereas, yeah, if you want them the size of like a hand, yeah, they're huge mosquitoes, Peter. And they bite the people. Yeah, it represents the mountain being cursed, obviously. You have to go through the entrance of the cavern, and there's a jaguar that guards the entrance of the cavern. And then in the cavern, you have the demon bats sleeping in there. I won't spoil so. And you have Takis, who awakens Ephesus. Takis awakens the Bat King in the mountain, the King Bat in the mountains, in the caverns. He awakens Ephesus, the Bat King. I won't spoil so. See what when you read the book. I mean, is the scene pretty freaky? Yeah, it is. But I told you, because it's a book, it's not that scary. But the scene when they go into the rooms and everything, you'll see what I mean. It's pretty freaky, man. The bats are sleeping there and everything. Yeah, it's freaky. Here's a guy. You apply it onto the screen. Now, like, this is Breath of the Rings. Nobody's Breath of the Rings, man. Can I get more of that? I'm like, no, Peter. What I'm paying you is enough. Stop being greedy. $1 billion in your bank said, no, stop being greedy, Peter. I'm just like, that's not money for me. I get more of that. I'm like, no, Mel. $5 million for you is enough. I'm not paying you money, no, you greedy pig. That's not money for me. I don't even make it all. Yeah, you're making like your 400 million, Mel, in your American money. Because Mel Gibson, I believe, lives in America. So 550 million Canadian is like 400 million in his American money. That's a lot of money. He doesn't make that now. I'm paying Peter more because Peter's bigger than Mel. He's a multi-billionaire. Mel Gibson's not a multi-billionaire. He's worth like 400 something $million. Mel Gibson. Yeah. But his net worth will probably go up after Resurrection of the Christ, because that movie has potential to be maybe an $800 million hit. The first one did $600 million. Resurrection of the Christ might make 700, 800, maybe $900 million in the box office, something crazy. I guarantee Mel Gibson's taking a nice piece of that, so it'll be worth even more money. If Mel Gibson's worth a bit more money, I can pay him a little bit more. Maybe a $600 million deal, I can pay him a bit more. He's worth a bit more by the time I say this, Mel Gibson, right? He's worth like $500 million. I can sign like a $600 million deal. Pay him $50 million more for the. I'll just give him more money for the merch. Maybe $80 million for the merch and $80 million for the game. A bit more, and you sign like a $600 million deal. I'll give about $600 million deal. You give him a bit more money, right? Mel Gibson. He's worth more. Which he probably will be, right? Yeah. More I work. 6 days go by faster. Now this is going to go to the store, get my pack of smokes. I'll enjoy the show with you guys, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. Why don't the Souths believe Tack is the Prince of Xanus? Because it's very rare for a Northern to come to the South. They rarely come to the South. The Northerns don't come to the South because they're not welcome in Heretat's territory. They're intruders, obviously, in his kingdom, in his territory, and the path is dangerous. That's why the Northerns rarely come to the South, let alone the Prince of Xanus. They can't believe the Prince of Xanus would come down there. It's like blasphemy. That's why I say that cannot be, that cannot be. They're shocked, obviously. Like, Bell's like, Lith, that's crazy speech. Nor is the Arizanians wandering these parts. We're in the South. And then Mary he's like, it's grave news, Cornelius. Why would a Northern come here? It perplexes me. The Southerners can't believe it, obviously. Eli can't believe it. Cornelius doesn't believe it. Except for Lydia. Lydia has the faith. She believes what Tactus says is true. That's why in Volume 3, Tactus tells Lydia you have great faith. In the caverns when they can't, I was supposed to serve you, right? Yeah. Alright, is Volume 3 a plot twist? Yes, it is. It's a plot twist. I take the story in a totally different direction. Like, Volume 1 and 2 are a bit lighter, even though it's a little bit dark. And Volume 3 is when it just gets deep and dark, and I take the story in a different direction that you don't expect. That's why it's a masterpiece. Thesis scene will blow your mind away. The Volume 3 big scenes are going to blow your mind away looking at a masterpiece. You read it right. I'm looking at a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Well, you have VJ help you with the script. If she wants to help me, she can help me. But I don't need VJ's help because I have Peter or Mel Gibson and Randy Walls help me out with the screenplay. I don't need VJ's help. But VJ's more will be helping me with the notes though. I'm gonna buy a laptop. Okay, VJ, we have to go over the whole book. We have to take notes, stuff we should add in the scenes. Yeah, we only have to go over maybe the book maybe an hour and a half a day, 2 hours a day while we're on vacation, and she helps me out with the notes. VJ, that way when I have the meeting with Peter or Mel, I'm all prepped, writing the screenplay, everything. Because Ivan, you're all prepped on me. Yeah, I'm all prepped. You took your notes, you even know what you want the demonic character like. Yeah, I know what I want the demonic character like in my movie. The wolves, bats, air attack, fool, Ephesus, the devils, man. Because Ivan, that's a bit too scary for the children like Peter. Don't play that game with me, man. You turn me into porn star, I shut your video, you can't say shit. The kids are gonna watch my porn video too. Don't play that holy game with me, Peter. You guys are not holy. You're not good people. You gotta go to like say, you know. Yeah, if you heard the more devils and demons, it's a more powerful sword, Peter, and the movie will be better, and the world will be more hooked. They're gonna feel for us, for me and John Lake and all the actors, Von Judge and all those guys. You won't sue. So I'm sorry. I know I'm doing. Yeah. 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 Those other guys, I'll talk for like 4 minutes, I'm done, right? Well, I mean, how do you know all the bookings who read your book, once they read your book and they read the other fantasy books, it'll be a letdown? Because I have that feeling when I read other books. I just don't get the same feeling when I read it. Yeah. I go on fantasy Reddit, people post what scenes from books, some of the best scenes from books and everything. And I go over it and I read it, and the characters don't jump on a page that much. They feel more dull and regular, and it's just not the same feeling that I get when I read Xanus. Obviously, that's how I feel when I read. the other books compared to my book. I get a different feeling. You guys probably know I'm talking about. Yeah, we see what you're saying. There's something special about your book. We get a different feeling when we read it compared to these other books. Yeah, because these guys, these authors don't have the heavenly gift like you guys. They have the earthly gift. They don't have the heavenly gift like me. I have the genes of God. It's my father doing the magic when I write. Obviously, that's the only answer I can give you. My father does the magic. Yeah, but I can like they write dialogue too, and yet they don't. Yeah, I know they write dialogue. The characters will jump on the page like my book. I know how you feel, guys. I have that feeling when I read my book and I read these other books. I get a totally different experience, a different reading experience. I get a different feeling. There's something special about my book. And my book is special. It's a battle with blades, man. That's what the gates want to control, obviously. Yeah. They know if I make 50 billion off the book, I can start Scotch Entertainment with VJ. I can make my own movie. I make my own game and sell my merch. That's like a 50, 80, $100 billion brand for Ivan VJ. On top of the 50 billion I already made off my book. Gates don't want me being that rich. Yeah, even though you making out of your 100 billion off his Xanus pocket change, I don't want you to be that rich with VJ. I get it. Because obviously the families, they don't want to be that rich. Crazy people. Alright, because the amount of money you're making off your Xanus pocket, yes, even if me and VJ make 100 billion off the Xanus, it's not like, I don't know, the 20 trillion that the gates make every year now. Or 15, 20, 25 trillion they make every year. 100 billion compared to 20 trillion, 25 trillion is peanuts. But the gates are just greedy psychopaths. They don't want me being that rich. I don't want you being that rich or VJ in my house, Ivan. That pisses me off. And you're stealing from my hollow company, Ivan. Because the hollow industry will be affected a little bit by being VJ's company, film studio, a little bit. As my Xanus brand will be doing more than the entire Hollywood industry does in a year. Hollywood industry did 65 billion last year. The Xanus brand will do 100 plus billion in sales, 150 billion, something crazy in sales. With the movie merch in the game, it's something crazy. And me and VJ make like our 80, 90, 100 billion off the brand. Something crazy. And Amazon takes their 10% cut, and Microsoft only take their 5% cut off that, obviously. Yeah. That's why Peter wants a bigger cut of that, because he knows, even though Ivan gave me 50 million of the film powers, I want a bigger chunk of that. He wants maybe 1.3 billion, Peter. I'm like, no, Peter, you're not worth that. What I'm paying you is enough. You're walking away with $1 billion plus in your bank. That's not money for Peter. I'm not paying more money. You're not worth more than this. It's a deal. Yeah, I gave you a deal, Peter. So being greedy. I gave you under the budget, $3 billion towards a movie. Yeah, I'm happy that they're alive, and you're making sure I'm getting paid, and you're sharing the gold with me, and you gave me I gave you an unlimited budget, Peter. New Line only gave you $90 million, Peter, when you did Lord of the Rings. I'm giving you $1 billion per volume. It's an unlimited budget, Peter. Movie, right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, are you lying, man? Is your whole book really constant entertainment? Yes, guys, I'm not lying. I read my book a few times. It's constant entertainment when you read the book. You'll be hooked for hours, turn the page. You won't be able to put it down. Unless you're tired and you want to take a break. But I mean, Xanus is the kind of book you can binge in one sitting, man. Binge read in one sitting. You start at 12 and you finish at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And it'll finally hit your mind, holy shit, man, it's already done? Wow, man, that went by fast. Yeah, because you were hooked. I kept you hooked from the prologue all the way to the end of the story. Is there flaws in your book, Ivan? Of course there is. No book is perfect. There's flaws in my book, obviously. Yeah, the character of Patrice, the crows and the eagles are not developed that well. And the ending of my book is a little bit rushed. I rushed it a little bit rushed. But still amazing, obviously. I read my book. The ending of my book is a little bit rushed when you read it. I'm giving you a heads up. It's a little bit rushed, the ending. But it's an amazing wrap up of the story, obviously. Alright, what happens in the end? I won't spoil story for you. See what I mean when you read the book, right? It is kind of something like Return of the King. I'm going to give you a heads up. It's kind of like Return of the King in a way. The ending of my book, the movie, right? I won't spoil story for you. Yeah. But the ending is beautiful. It's a beautiful ending. You'll see it when you read the book. I won't spoil story for you. Yeah. Those are like the flaws. And my book's a little bit raw in some sections when you read it. Some of the, especially volume 3, you'll catch a bit of stiffness in some of the dialogue, but still entertaining shit. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, we did catch a bit of stiffness in some. Yeah, you caught a bit of stiffness in some of my writing. I showed you guys, right? A little bit raw in my book, obviously. A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit raw. Yeah, man. A little bit raw, obviously. Yeah, man, you have like the cheat code in writing. Yeah, I do. When I write scenes, for some reason my characters just come alive on the page and they sound like characters in a movie. God, you're amazing sorceress. You guys also read my They're Unique. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing shit. Yeah, They're Unique is also amazing too. I have that file saved on my Hotmail too, just in case I want to write it, right? I mean, when you write They're Unique, maybe I might. Once I get Xanus proofread design my cover for my book, I'll now reason with myself. Okay, should I finish They're Unique or should I just put it on hold and write it when I'm king? I don't know. Yeah, I finished chapter 1 of They're Unique. I'm on chapter 2, the beginning of chapter 2. Yeah, I decided to put it on hold because okay, this is distracting me from working on Zane's. No. Let me go over volume 3 of Zane's. That's my priority, not They're Unique. I don't want to be sidetracked working on an unfinished project when I have my finished project done. And I went over volume 3 of my Zane's book. And I finished last year in December, obviously. Now I just gotta save the money and get it proofread as I'm current for my book. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Alright, work tomorrow. Yeah. I got you Ivans, wake up at 8, go to work, get it over with, and you get your 6 days off again, right? Yeah. That was Xanus with the greatest fantasy story ever told. With the greatest witches ever made. Anyways, guys, this is where I talk for a minute. That's getting out. You guys on the show. It's Iron Mirror. I'm signing off. Peace out, guys. Don't hate me, guys. Peace. You guys on the show.